online editor at Glamour magazine, and we'd like to thank you so much for joining us today for our first live interview for this week. Today we're with actress and media personality as well as singer Simphiwe Ngema. That's who we are with today. So thank you so much for joining us, and also would like to send our condolences to the family of veteran television personality, actress Vanolia Mashego, who passed away. We just found out about the news. She passed away in her sleep due to natural causes. So Simphiwe is just joining us. Please send through your questions for Simphiwe. And just waiting on Simphiwe to join us. And hey.
Hello.
Dude.
I'm good, thanks. And you?
Good. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
You look so amazing. You look really good. Like, I'm just like, is there a lockdown or like?
I tried. I was like, you know what? I need to do the hair and at least to wear lipstick for this interview. Can't be looking like you're on lockdown. Can't be.
I'm wearing my hat, and I've been telling a lot of people, like, I'm not stopping to wear my hat, sorry, because of the fact that it's a mess inside this hat.
Yeah, you see, at least with us, we've got wigs.
You see. I'm not learning how to cut my hair during this time. I refuse.
I learned to iron mine. So,
oh,
yeah.
wow. Well done.
Thank you.
So the lockdown, how have you been dealing with it? Just tell me about it. When did you start? Did you start with the 21 days or did you started earlier? When was your start and how many days are you in?
I started with everyone like 10 days ago, about 11 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's been tough, It's been tough because I'm an actress. I'm used to moving around, going from one studio to the next, and also just doing the music. I'm always driving around to the next studio. So being at home has been really tough, really tough.
And what have you been doing though while you're at home? I mean, well, the thing that I do, because I work in digital, and I'm the online editor for Glamour. So, with the team, we've been working nonstop. So at least we're working. What have you been doing? How have you been occupying your day? If you tell us a schedule, how would that be?
Well, I am also working because there are brands that I'm part of, like Gold Series. So there's still things that I have to do for them online. Things like posting live videos and just promoting the brands that I'm aligned with. But other than that, it's been working out.
Not for me at home.
Around the yard. I've been doing the garden, guys. I've been doing the garden.
Wow.
So it's been tough, but I mean we're all doing it because we want this thing to be over as soon as possible, and we have to, do it together, as hard as it might be.
And in terms of, because you're a Christian, you're a pastor's child. Sorry.
Yes.
What has this done to your faith? I asked this to someone maybe a couple of days ago. What has the coronavirus done to your faith? Has it shaped it? Has it made it stronger? What has it done for you?
Shoot, it has made me realize that God is in control.
Yeah.
We have no say, and we take things for granted. And I think this had to happen for us to remember what is more important in life, and to remember that there's no money in the world or job in the world that can fix this. We literally have to depend on God right now and give everything to him, because clearly he's the one that knows everything and not us. So it doesn't matter whether you are famous right now, it's not going to help. Or rich right now, that doesn't help. We all have to be in our houses. Yeah.
And how are you not losing your mind? What do you do? So what are those things that you do so that you're not anxious? Because I've been dealing with a lot of people we're getting anxious, we're getting panic attacks. What are you doing in order for you to stay sane and not lose it with people you're around with, or just lose it with yourself?
I'm blessed to have family around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got my parents, I've got my sisters, I've got my nephew and my niece that keep me busy. But also, I also get anxious because you look at the news reports and you're like, oh my gosh, is this thing ever going to end? You know, are we ever going to go back to our jobs? And as artists, we've lost gigs,
A lot,
you know,
yeah,
a
definitely.
lot of gigs because a lot of events have been cancelled. So it's hitting us in the pocket as well. So that also gets you a bit anxious. But I've been doing a lot of reading. Reading the Bible, I've been playing the keyboard, and like I said, I've been doing the garden and taking walks and playing with the kids. Like I said, being around family is so important right now, and I know how blessed I am to be around family because there are so many people that have families so far away and they have to go through this lockdown alone. You know, and I've been telling people that check on your friends, check on your family members, check on everybody, because this is a really tough time for other people. It can trigger depression, it can trigger anxiety, you know. So it's so important to check on the ones that you love.
And speaking of being a PK, for some of the people who don't, you are a PK, you're a pastor's child. What was your parents' reaction when you said you wanted to get into acting? Based on what I think the misconceptions that acting has, where they're like, okay, cool, you can go ahead, where they're a bit skeptical. How did they react to that? And when did you tell them?
Sure. I think my parents have always known that I wanted to be a performer, because I was that kid that would be in front of the TV when a song, and I'd be playing and learning all the routines and dancing and all of that. So they definitely did know that I'm an entertainer, but my mom was more accepting of it than my dad. My mom would be the supportive one who'd take me to auditions, and I remember with my first audition, we had to drive to Durban.
Oh, wow.
With my mom, and my dad was just like, you guys are wasting money, what are you doing? You know, and he'd always ask. He was very concerned about the fact that the industry is not stable, you know, the entertainment industry. So he wanted me to study, so I did go to study. I studied journalism, and I was like, listen, here's your degree, thank you very much. Now I'm going to act. But I think he started taking it seriously when I got my first big break, which was The Game. And he saw my contract, and he's like, oh my gosh, so you actually getting paid.
Yeah.
You know, and the rest is history. They've been supportive ever since then.
Is it? And for those who don't know who Simphiwe is, just in a nutshell, who is Simphiwe? We know the actress, we know the musician now.
Yeah.
Who is Simphiwe? Who's the person behind this actress and the musician and the personality we've become to know?
Sure, that's always such a difficult question.
I know.
But I would say Simphiwe is God's daughter, number one. I believe in God. I think my faith has kept me. I believe that my faith has gotten me past so much in my life, you know, the pain. It has also, you know, gotten me through the worst times. So number one, definitely God's daughter. And number two, I am my parents' daughter. I come from a family that is so close, and everything that you see about Simphiwe is because of my parents. They raised me to be this person. There are a lot of things that I do and that I believe in, and those things are influenced by my parents. Simphiwe is also a sister.
How many siblings?
I've got two sisters and a little brother. So we're very close with my sisters, and they are literally my best friends, and they've blessed me with a niece and a nephew, which makes me an aunt.
Oh wow.
Yes. So for me, Simphiwe is all about family and faith. Those are the two things that always stand out for me when somebody asks me who I am.
And in terms of your acting, I mean, I've seen you in a few roles, but you always play the girl next door, that lovely, lovable girl next door. Is that intentional, or is that what is that?
It's never intentional.
Uh,
You know, you go to an audition and you get a brief and you go to an audition, and I guess those are the characters that I've been lucky enough to play.
yes.
I would definitely love to play something different. I mean,
Would you like to play?
because I'd love to play like a drug addict or a criminal, or you know, something that's outside what I've played, because all the characters that I've played are good girls, you know,
Yes.
and I feel like people haven't really seen my range because of the characters that I've played. I think one of the characters that was different was Dudu on Broken Vows. You
Yes,
know,
yes, yes.
she was different from all the other characters that I played, and I think I enjoyed her so much because of that. But
Yeah.
as actors, you always want to play a different character all the time.
And in terms of, so one of the last roles you played were Pindile. I know you're in this new show that's coming out soon. Is it coming out? Is it coming out
Yes,
this
this Thursday.
Thursday?
Bone of my bone. Yeah.
So you played Pindile, which was a character that a lot of people loved. What did you love the most about Pindile? And when you knew the show was finished, how did that feel? How was that for you?
I definitely loved that she was a hard worker, you know, and she didn't care about a lot of things. Pindi was a tomboy, so she didn't even care about the way she looks. She didn't care about the shoes. They tried to give her a makeover, and she was like, "No, I'm good," you know. But more than anything, I also loved the love story between Pindi and Sichaba, you know. Mutlat is such an amazing actor, and he is so professional and he's so passionate, and he really inspired me to be more passionate about the work that I do as well. And learning that Isitingo was coming to an end was really sad.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I think Isitingo is one of the best productions in South Africa. You know, they're so professional. Everything worked like clockwork. We got our call sheets, we got our schedule in time. You know, I've been on so many other productions, and I know that some productions don't do that. You will get your call sheet the day before, and you need to plan your life ahead, and you can't. But with Isitingo, I felt like it just worked like a machine. And it was amazing. The people there were friendly. We were like family, and there was no competition or beefs or all of that, because you get that a lot in different sets. People would literally support each other. I remember there was an event that we did when I was launching Tanda in Bela, and the support that I got from cast and crew, they came to my event, and other people also had events. I mean, Motlate had a music event, and everybody was just so supportive. And I think that's the one thing that I'm going to miss the most about Isitingo.
Can you please switch on your light? Because
Yes,
it's slightly
I was
dark.
about to say that I need to I need to move. All right, I'm moving to the light
Oh,
now.
cool. There you are.
Yes, here I am.
So you said that your parents or your family have always known that you are interested in performing, and you're a performer basically. When did it click to you that you could actually do this and do it for a living? When was that moment where you went like, okay, actually, I can do this for a living?
I would say at the age of 9.
Oh wow, that
Yeah,
young.
I remember. I used to watch. There was a show called Taina back in the days. I don't know if you guys remember it. Lord can wait to see my name in lights. That was the song. Tai. I used to play
Yes,
an
yes.
SABC one.
Yeah.
It was,
Wow.
it was it was, yeah, it's that old. So we used to watch that show, and it was about just her. The main character was Taina. She was a performer and all of that. So I used to watch her and be like, you know what? That's what I want to do. And I think when I was about 13, we went on a school trip to go watch Sarafina.
Ah.
And I will never forget
Ah.
that day, because I think that validated what I want to do even more. I remember Leleti Kumalo's performance, like I watched it yesterday, you know. There was one scene that she did that stood out for me, that still, till this day, I say, this woman is the reason why I'm an actress today. And I was lucky to then fast forward to 2008 to work with her, and it was a
Oh,
dream come true. I worked with her on the game.
yeah.
That was my first
The first,
production.
right?
Yes, can you
And
imagine how
work with the person. Wow. How was that like? Were you not
it
nervous?
was crazy? It was crazy because I remember I was the only person that wasn't on TV at the time, obviously because it's my first production, and I was working with legends. I worked with Mary Twala, Cindy Datu, Leleti Kumalo, Lusham Tiane. Were the people that I grew up watching. So it was just amazing. I tried not to lose it on set or rehearsal, and just be like, oh my gosh, there they are. Oh my gosh. But it was a blessing.
So I found out the funny thing about you. You don't like eat pizza or you don't eat pizza. What? Which is which?
I don't eat cheese, guys.
Ah.
So, and pizza has cheese, and I've tried to go to these pizza places and say, guys, can you make pizza without cheese? And they're
Without
like, no.
Do you not eat cheese because you're lactose intolerant? Oh.
No, I just don't like the taste. I'm not even lactose.
Uh,
Yeah, I just don't
I,
like the taste, and that's it.
I also don't like cheese, but I mean, I'll eat it in some things. It just doesn't smell great, though. Cheese smells.
Yeah, I don't like the taste. I don't like the smell. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't stand it.
Pizza without cheese, you would have it.
Yes, definitely. Because well, when you live with people,
Yeah.
they'll order stuff like cheese and like pizza. So I
Uh,
have the toppings, and then have the bread. Remove all the cheese, and then they're like, "What's the point? You might as well not eat
exactly. It's not it's a patty from somewhere that you got. And in terms of things that people will be surprised to know about you, what are some of those things? I mean, one of the things now is that you don't eat cheese. I thought it meant you don't eat pizza, which I was surprised. Like, who doesn't eat pizza?
it. I think I've a lot of people are still shocked to learn that I know how to dance. And I don't know why, because like I think I posted a lot of videos on my page where I'm dancing and all of that, but people still get shocked. They're like, oh my gosh, we didn't know that you could do that. And I'm actually a great dancer. Hmm.
Are you ever going to record a video? Are you ever going to record a song that requires you to like just dance and just show us, like, you know what?
Oh
We all
yeah,
got it.
I have in Tola Kona. I do it with my Pantsula dancers, and
Uh,
I think that's why people were like really shocked when they saw that. They're like, "Oh my gosh, she's even dancing as Pantsula," you know. But dancing has always been one of my passions. Performance in general, acting, singing, and dancing, have always been my passions, and I've always been really good at it. It's just that I'm only starting to explore the music side of things now, which is allowing me to also dance.
so when did you structure it to say you will start acting, then at some point you get into music, or did music just keep on just being by your ear, like we need to sing, we need to sing? How did it go? Because I think your first sing was last year? No, no, the year
Yes,
before.
it was last year. It was last year.
So you released two
It,
singles.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I released the first single in May the 10th, and then the second single was August the 3rd. Um, I never really thought I would actually do music.
Mhm.
I, I'm a singer at church, play the keys, play the drums, and all of that. But I didn't think that I would actually do music professionally or release any music. Um, but what inspired me to do music was Do Me and
Mm,
Do Me's album, because it wasn't finished and I had to finish it off before I released it. And
mm.
I learned so much from that experience, and it also just reminded me of my passion for music. And I was like, you know what, I've been sleeping on myself.
Uh-huh.
I need to start. I need to start doing this music. It just reminded me that I do have this talent, and why not use it to the best of my ability?
Mm. So your song Tanda Ngempela, right?
Yes, yes.
Literally before I came on, I listened to the song. I had listened to it before, but I hadn't watched the video. So I only literally watched the video now before I came on. The concept behind the video, what was that? Because I mean, personally, I haven't seen, maybe except for a few, I haven't seen a video that's executed in that way. And
Hmm.
what was the concept behind it?
The concept behind it was I wanted people to concentrate on the emotions more than
Mm,
anything.
mm, mm,
Um, and that's why I wanted to keep it simple.
mm,
Like, I wanted it to be shot well. The lighting should be great,
mm,
but I wanted it to be that simple so that people listen to the song
yeah,
and they also get the message of the song and the emotions behind the song. I think a lot of musicians don't pay attention to that
mm, mm.
in general. It's not just in South Africa.
And like,
It's always about let's throw a party, have a pool, have nice chicks, and have them dance around the pool. I think people are not creative enough to think
mm,
of concepts outside the parties and the money and the flashy cars and big houses. For me, the song meant a lot to me, and I had to do it the way that I did it, for people to be able to receive the emotions behind the song, and also just to be able to see my emotions in the video.
how hard was it to write the song, record it? Just that process before everything else. How hard was that? Because I can imagine.
I, yeah, I think writing the song Tanda Ngempela wasn't that difficult, because for me it was just a reminder of who Dumi was in my life,
Mm,
and what he meant to me. What was difficult was finishing off his album,
mm,
because it's his voice. I constantly have to listen to the
yeah,
voice, because finishing the album meant I'm in studio with the producer saying, okay, play the song again. No, remove this. Let's do
mm.
that. Let's do this. So there's still one song that is so find it difficult to listen to even today,
What is it?
which is called Hamba. It's
Uh,
it's in the album Eternal Crash,
mm,
and it's difficult because I remember that the that song was the last song that he recorded before he passed away. So he recorded the song 2 days before he passed away,
mm,
and the emotions in that song, you can hear his voice that he was even crying while singing that song. And I remember when he brought it to me to listen to it, and he was like, you know what, the song took me somewhere,
mm,
and it was a spiritual thing. I can't even explain it.
mm,
And every time that song plays, that's what I hear.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
And for people who are watching this and who love you, who you've been an inspiration both in your music and your personal life, how do you go through something so painful and move to find a new normal? Because you'll never find a normal, but a new
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
How do how do you do that? Is there a way? Is there not in a particular way, but like what would you say to them?
You take each day as it comes. Every day is going to be different. Some days you're going to wake up strong, and some days you're going to wake up weak. You have to feel what you feel when you feel it. at all times. When you feel like crying, cry. When you feel like you're strong today, be strong. But allow yourself to feel every emotion. That's how you get through something, because you can't get over it, you can't get under it. You have to go through it in order for you to get to your healing. And that's what I've been doing.
So let's talk about your style. You like looking at on Instagram, or maybe when you go out or what, you're very stylish. I'm sure you know this, right?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I try.
So what's your style? How would you describe your style? If you were to describe your style, what did you call it?
I honestly, I don't have a specific style. I love being comfortable and I love looking good, but comfort for me is everything. You know,
Yes.
if I go buy a pair of heels and they're not comfortable, best believe I'm not gonna wear them. I don't care how stylish they look, you know. But also, I have to be confident in whatever I'm wearing. You know, like I said, if it's not comfortable, then I'm not confident in it. Then it's a no for me. So there's I go from wearing sneakers to heels to the red carpet dresses to track pants. You know, I don't have a specific style. So yeah, I just wear everything that I feel like is great and it looks good. But also, I don't spend too much money on clothes. I will tell you that.
Is it?
I don't. No, I'm very cheap. Hey, I don't. I'm not. I'm like, what? This T-shirt is how much? Is 300. What is it gonna do for me? Is it gonna weigh itself? You know. So I can shop anywhere. I shop anywhere as long as I find something that looks good and I like it. I buy it. Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you. I'm like that with t-shirts. The only thing I would spend money on is probably gadgets. So like a really cool phone or whatever. But t-shirts and clothes, I'm like, actually, like,
Yeah.
why?
Same here.
And in terms of your skincare routine, one of the people were asking, what's your skincare routine? How do you keep your skin looking fresh and beautiful almost all the time?
Oh, it's been a journey with my skin because I've got like adult acne. So I've had to do treatments with Dr. P Aesthetics. She is in Hyde Park. So I go there for my facials and everything. And then she also gives me a treatment. So what she does is she tests your skin and she'll give you a treatment that is specific for your skin.
Yes.
Because yes, we might have acne, but our skin tone and other things are not the same. So they have to look at your skin specifically and give you something that is suitable for your skin.
And who inspires you? Generally in life, and who inspires you in music and then in acting? So like three: life, music, and in acting.
In life, my parents.
Mm.
I always say that my parents are wealthy, and I'm not saying they're wealthy in terms of money. They're wealthy because they have managed to build a home that is warm enough for us, and they have taught us what love is, and they've taught us the importance of family, of loving, and also just a lot of things like working hard to achieve the things that you do instead of relying on a rich husband to get what you want. And also they've taught us that marriage is an achievement. A good marriage is an achievement, because not a lot of people are in good marriages. Not a lot of people are in good families. You know, a lot of us come from broken families, and that inspires me every day to one day have my own family and be able to know what it is to love and how to grow my family. And also their relationship. You know, my parents are still in love. They still kiss, ill, and they still, you know. But just to see how far they've come. I mean, they've been married for about 34 years now,
Oh,
and to see that they still in love is a blessing. So I'd say yes, my parents inspire me in life, and with acting, Charlize Theron definitely.
amazing.
She, because for obvious reasons, she's from South Africa, and she made it so far, having to be in Hollywood and kill it as an actress from Africa is a big deal, you know. And
Yeah.
also, she is an amazing actress. She's not just a pretty face that got there by chance. You know, you look at her work and you're like, oh my gosh, her range is amazing. You know, she can go from playing a villain to a good woman. You know, so
Yeah.
that is amazing. And then in music, Beyonce, because she works really hard. You know, I watched her documentary and I was inspired. I realized that this woman worked for 8 months for one show.
Yes.
For one show. They rehearsed for 8 months for one show. For me, her work ethic is everything. It's amazing, you know. And she's already Beyonce. You ask yourself, why is she still working so hard when in our eyes she's already made it?
It's already there, yeah.
You know, she's already there. You think if Beyonce had to do one show, the same show for the next 5 months, she'll be fine. She doesn't have to work as hard as she does, you know, because she is Beyonce. But the fact that she's always trying to do better and trying to work harder is inspiring for me.
So I'm just looking at some of the comments here. People just love you, literally. I think if you look at all these comments, it's all about just how people love you. Then there is Uviwe is asking. She says, "Sims, you're amazing. God continue to grace you with abundance." My question is, what keeps you going, and what keeps you strong? What keeps you going strong? Yeah, what keeps you going strong?
My family.
Mm-hmm.
And my passion for what I do. What saved me from not going into depression at my worst time was remembering who I am and remembering my passions. Remembering that I'm an actress, and also remembering that I am an entertainer. And my dad said to me, you need to remember who you were before you were Dumi's wife. And for me, I had to remember that Simphiwe is passionate about music. She's passionate about entertainment. And that's what saved me. Even today, on my worst days, I will sing or play on the keys or dance, do something that I'm passionate about. That's something that sets my spirit on fire. And that keeps me going.
And lastly, as we're wrapping, what's your dream for yourself? What's your dream for Simphiwe? If we could paint a picture, I don't know, your dream for yourself. So I won't put a time to it, but if you could paint a picture where you want to see Simphiwe, the woman, the artist, where would that be?
I want to see Simphiwe, the woman, being happy. That is so important, and we take that for granted. You know, we always think of money. We always think of, I want this house, I want this car, I want that. But if you're not happy, those things are not going to be fulfilling anyway. You know, so I really want to get to a point where I can say Simphiwe is completely happy as a woman. And as an artist, I definitely want to do acting more. And I want to grow as an actor and grow out of South Africa, you know, try and act. I want to try Africa. Not everybody has the American dream. You know, some of us just want to take Africa to the world. So I want to do something big in Africa in terms of mind. I also
Mm.
want to do my music, collaborate with African artists, and be known not just in South Africa.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough that some of the shows that I watch play across Africa, you know.
Yes.
So I do have fans outside Africa, but I really want to explore what the rest of Africa has for me.
And any new music coming up? Any new music? Because I
Oh,
think a lot of people are really interested in your music. I'm in your music as well. Any new music? What can you tell us about?
oh yes, definitely. I've been working with really good producers. I just did a song with Glamour.
Oh, wow.
It's a house song. I'm excited about that.
House.
Yes, it's a house song. You?
I can't wait to hear the song.
Yes, it's a very nice song, and I also can't wait to start performing it. But you know, we have to slow things down because of the lockdown and the coronavirus. But once we are set and everything is good to go, definitely going to release my music.
Is it? And I read somewhere, this is my last question, that when you talk to people, you want eye-to-eye contact. Is that true? And why is that? I listen.
Yes, I love eye contact because people lie,
Mm,
you know, words lie, and people use words to lie. But the minute you look at someone, eye contact tells you so much about someone without
that-
them even opening their mouth. You know, so I really love eye contact. It lets you see the person for who they truly are.
mm, mm. I
Yeah.
also believe I've been learning myself that eye contact in arguments, especially when you're sulking or whatever, is so good because when you look at someone, it's like defenses fall. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I
Yes,
don't.
it's almost like all the walls fall
Mm,
because even when they say something, you know
mm,
what they mean.
yeah.
Because they could say something that they don't mean.
Mm,
But if
mm,
you're looking into their eyes, you know that this person is saying this because they're scared or
yeah.
because they're angry, not because they mean it.
Yes. Yes. I
You know,
get
so, yes, and that's why I love good eye contact.
you. Mm.
Yeah.
Simphiwe, thank you so much for your time. This was really, really amazing. And you know what? Even though, like, a lot of our interaction is based on people loving you. Do you know people love you this much?
Oh, thank you so
People
much.
loving
I
you.
do, I
Love.
do. I've felt so much love from people that follow me, and I've realized that I'm blessed to have so many people that love me and so many people that support what I do. And I will say I appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Thank you so much. And we're waiting on that single. So as soon as the lockdown is out, holla at us, let us know. We can do another interview and check out the single. Would really love that.
I definitely will. Thank you for having me. This has been a
Cool.
great chat. Thank you, guys.
Have a great evening. Thank you guys for joining us.